Okay, I do want to spend a couple minutes. I want you to tell me or describe, and you guys tell each other actually, how you describe what it is you actually offer. I don't mean in general terms that I coach you. I find I need to help you identify your dreams and your needs and things like that. You definitely have to do that to lay the groundwork. But now how you define your responsibilities in the relationship. Okay? What is it I'm going to do for you specifically?
Teach.
Okay, that's one. That's not all, though, isn't it? There's no answer to this. I just want to hear this. I want you to tell each other.
Save time and money in their search process. Educate them on franchising. I mean, there's a long, protect, sort of act as a buffer if that's what they need between the companies and themselves.
Okay.
I mean, some people really want that,
So teach, act as a buffer.
So you're saving them time and money in their process.
Well, it has to come down to those values, right? I'm going to talk a little bit more about time, money, security, or knowledge. That's what we all trade in. So I'm going to save them time and money. I guess, okay, anything else? Yes?
Pre-qualify them financially. Make sure that they can afford, if it's in their price range. So.
Okay.
Well, in general, work with them to find the ideal franchise business, ideal as defined by their wants and needs and aspirations.
I think that's where you ultimately want. Now I'm hearing a lot of ambiguity here. You're saying what you're doing in general. That's a little bit more specific, Mike. But these are sort of ambiguous things. Don't you want to get right down to what I'd like to do with you? And here's how and it's about that accountability thing Michael was talking about yesterday. What I'd like to do with you, and I can send you a quick Word doc or PDF or whatever it is to describe how I go through my process. Isn't this a good idea? What I'll do is I'd interview you so I can understand what it is you want and need. I can understand your background and I can understand your financial footing, which really gets at what you were saying, but in a little bit different way. Then I will do some research on your behalf to narrow down those 3,000 or 2,000 or whatever it is franchises so that I can get you the number that you'd like to look at that you think is now you're really getting specific and tactical. It's really what you described, but more specific to them. Again, I'm trying to translate what you're telling me into points that you could say, this is what I'm actually going to do for you. Boom, 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 boom. And this is what I expect back from you. Then you've got the other half of the accountability statement that Michael was talking about. I would expect that we'll respond to each other and set times if you can, or at least within 24 hours of each call. Whatever that definition is that you want back from them, I think the more specific you can be about those things, the more they're going to feel the value. I'm going to consult, I'm going to help you identify your dreams and all that. True. And you've got to tell them but it better be specific or you don't mean anything different than you or you or you.
Dennis, one of the things I do that's real specific is we talk about how the internet works. It's part of the whole education process. And I say one of the things that I'm going to do is I'm going to put you at the top of the heap of the internet leads that the franchisor is bringing. I'm going to represent you to the franchisor.
Okay. I missed the internet connection here, but the last part was great.
Part of that, I would have preceded that by saying the franchisor gets a lot of leads off the internet.
Yes. Oh, I see.
I'm going to put you at the top of that heap by personally representing you to the franchisor.
There's a valuable message in what you just said, and that you've got to have them understand that this is a qualification process. That the franchise aren't just chasing you around. So you've said, I'm going to get you up there so they look at you instead of ignore you with all that other crud. That's an important thing to get into their minds.
All the other crud.
What's that?
Yeah, let's look at you with all the other crud.
I guess I could say that.
You can translate that into your own.
Canadian for beloved.
That's exactly it. I think that's a great one of these points that you say, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to help represent you so that you show high value to these people that you'd like to get involved with.
Well, it's a emphasize that it's a mutual evaluation process. You're evaluating them, but they're also evaluating you.
Well, I think that's the point. I mean, they all know, that they're evaluating the franchise. So the fact is, too many of them think that's all they're doing. Right?
They don't realize that they're being evaluated too.
And that's the point. Yeah. If you tell them that as one of the action points I'm going to do is to help you with this, they'll get it. Okay. I think my point in this, and I'm going to have to wrap up here. I'll have one more question. I saw your hand there.
Okay.
I'll have one more question. I think my point here is if you can prepare a document that becomes your accountability statement with your clients, I think you show them more clearly and in a chronological and linear way, the value you're going to deliver over time. And it can include phone meetings, specific phone meeting times, or we're going to talk every 2 weeks, and I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this questioning process with you first, and after that we'll get I don't know what all those steps are. You guys know that. But when I heard you describing it, it just sounded more general than I think you could really deliver a hard-hitting document to them.